So, I crossed the border today. I went from Canada into the United States. There's a border into the United States where I live that's like an hour away. I went to go pick up a package. I went to pick up this package from the United States. It was a pair of skis. The skis would not ship into Canada because I bought them online, and that was the deal, that they weren't allowed to be shipped into Canada. So I got them mailed to the UPS store, just on the other side of the the line, the bridge, and I crossed the bridge and picked them up. Now, what's interesting to me about this experience here today is how, well, I had to go inside the office at the border. I had to pull over and go inside, and initially I was asked to pay a fee for, you know, coming across to buy something, and the officer ended up saying, whatever, don't worry about it. 'Cause he basically saw like, okay, well, those are just your skis. That's a personal thing. Um, Initially, I was asked to go in because I was asked if I was going to be teaching skiing lessons with these skis, and I said yes, yes I will. And she said, so it's these skis are for business. I was like, well, they're personal. It's for my person. I don't have an established business set up for my ski teaching. I'll be working as an employee for a company, thus it's not my business. They'll be used in business practices. And the lady was getting upset at me because of what I said. She's like, well, it's business or it's personal, one or the other. And I was kind of like, well, it's both, business and pleasure. Anyways, I went inside, and the guy was like, just whatever, don't worry about it. It was a small fee anyways. It was $10. Um, I come back across the border, and I'm being asked about, well, what I picked up. I told him I was across for like 10 minutes, and he asked me if I have any guns or any other weapons. Da 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 da. I didn't. I told him what I bought the skis. I bought them online, and thus I had to take my receipt, go inside, and show it to them, and then they got me to pay tax on them, and I was on my way. Now, it's interesting a little bit because, well, inside it was like a bank kind of thing. Um, but it was all like the border police people running this bank, and they were all, they had their like armored vests on, like shit could hit the fan at any second. And this just got me looking at the point a little more of, well, we're we're all slaves to our particular nation of residence, citizens of the state. And thus, the borders are patrolled for a matter of social security, you know, because it could fuck with the economies, so to speak, if there's being unaccounted for money movement across the lines, because there's all these separate rules on either sides of the line. And like a situation of illegal entry into the country where you don't have the right, apparently, to go and work in another country without having the appropriate paperwork. You know, like if too many people wanted to just go here and work, it has to be approved by the nation that say, oh, that's okay. And okay, I mean, it's a bit of a situation we have here, really. You know, like all the territories set up, and if you have a birth certificate from this particular territory, you need some sort of special papers to say you want to go live over here. Maybe you can be allowed to go live over here. Maybe not. Maybe you're not allowed to go just get a job over there. Maybe you can. Maybe not. And it's like, oh, the goods over here cost this much here, but then over there they cost that much there. And that was an issue with me getting the skis over here and bringing them back over here. It was that I was going to be using them for my personal use, that I wasn't getting the skis over here because they were cheaper to buy over here than I could buy them over here. And they were concerned, that, well, I could be selling these skis that I got over here. And, isn't that how business works? You take one thing over here and you move it over here. But there's so many regulations on who moves this here and who moves this here. And if this gets moved there and that gets moved there, like taxing every movement of this and that, which is interesting. And we really examine the extent in which we've accepted and allowed our money movement laws to be regulated with various forms of taxation. Because, well, the flow of things is so much restricted on the rules that are in place. And it's not working very well at all. This got me looking, reflecting back to a long ago time. I don't recall existing in this long ago time so much as that, I imagine a time where there wasn't this evolved, like, border security, where people didn't need papers to state their identity. It's just, you're being. You want to be here, you're here. You want to be there, you're there. You go here, you go there, you go there. You want to work, you work. If you don't want to work, you don't work. Somebody wants this job, they get that job. It's a numbers game. Whereas now, it's to have the systems and the countries operate in the way they do, it's so much like, the citizenship is required that, oh, well, we have all these people here to operate here, this, that, we can only let so many people in. But, I mean, so much so, the movement of people is a monopoly in and of itself. And I don't think collectively humanity is sharing the benefits of our human capable movement. Human movement is being exploited extensively. I mean, this is indicative of an as the slave labor, which is the resulting of what we have here in this world. Hmm. I mean, this is pretty obvious stuff. The question is, why do we accept and allow this goofiness to exist? And the point comes up, well, this, you know, shit's fucked up. Shit's been fucked up for a long time. It's like shit's just expanded in the fuckness, and we're at a point where we require to redesign the whole structure of things, seeing how the structure of our society, our laws, our systems of government are fucked up. And to me, it's pretty obvious that things are fucked up because of the way the money flows, the way the money moves, the laws around the movement of money, the circulation of money, how the money is circulated, who gets access to the money. It would be difficult for me to go into the bank and say, well, it wouldn't be difficult for me to go in and say this. It would perhaps be difficult for me to go in and get what I ask for. I go into the bank and say, hey, I'd like $2 million. I'm going to start, or no, you know what? Let's make a bigger example. I would like you to loan me $10 trillion. I'd like to be the new best company in the world. Yeah, and I'm gonna need a lot of money to start up because I'm gonna have to pay a lot of people to work for me, and I want to pay them all very good wages, and I'm going to be a very competitive business. I'm going to get into lots of different industries, and yeah, like taking over, me taking over the competition, you know, business operating on good business principles, like that's expensive, you know, having good work. I mean, the way things operate right now, like business to be profitable, there's serious consequence of that. So much so, like if you look at big business, big corporations, um, like let's take two examples, Nike and Apple. They have factories in third world countries because the labor is super cheap there. That's why there's not factories that exist here really in Canada at all, because the laws in place here are saying you can't pay as low a wage as you can over there. But a lot of the product is sold over here, and there's trade relation deals in place, laws in place, where these goods are able to come over here, like tax free. You know, it's interesting because the big corporation is able to bring a fuck ton of their goods over here, but me, the individual, wasn't able to get my good brought over here directly. No, there was like a blockade on the middleman point. Mm-hmm. The money movement all around.